ओम शांति। यह बाबा की सेवा के लिए नया चैनल चालू किया है। इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। ओम शांति।
ओम शांति। मॉर्निंग मुरली 6 फरवरी। अव्यक्त महावाक्य ऑफ अव्यक्त बाप दादा मधुबन। रिवाइज कोर्स 6 जनवरी 1990। मुरली द डेफिनेशन ऑफ अ होली स्वैन। द डेफिनेशन ऑफ अ होली स्वैन। टुडे द फादर, the ocean of knowledge, is seeing a gathering of holy swans. Holy swans are souls with cleanliness and specialties. Cleanliness means purity in thoughts, words, actions, and relationships. In everything. The color white is always shown as a sign of purity. The color white is always shown as a sign of purity. You holy swans are ones with white clothing and clean hearts. That is, you are embodiments of cleanliness. To be constantly without a flaw in body, mind, and heart means to have cleanliness. No matter how clean and pure some may be in their bodies, which are external, if they are not clean and pure in their minds, it is said, first of all, keep the mind clean. First of all, keep the mind clean. The Lord is pleased with those who have clean minds and clean hearts, and as well as that all the desires of those with clean hearts are fulfilled. The speciality of a swan is that, what is speciality? It is clean. The speciality of a swan is that it is clean. This is why you Brahman souls are called holy swans. Each of you check and see, is there cleanliness in all the four aspects of mind, body, heart, and relationships in myself? A soul who is a holy swan. Complete cleanliness and purity are everyone's aim at the confluence age. This is why you Brahmins, who are to become deities, are remembered as those who are completely pure. It is not simply said viceless, but it is said completely viceless. Completely viceless. It is said 16 celestial degrees complete. It is not only said 16 celestial degrees, but complete is said with that. But complete is said with that. It is your deity form that is praised. But when did you become that? During your Brahman life or your deity life? But when did you become that? Baba is asking, during your Brahman life or your deity life? The time now, the confluence age, is the time to become that. Therefore, check to what extent that is. To what percentage you have imbibed cleanliness. That is purity. That is purity. Cleanliness of the body means constantly to have the awareness of the body being the temple of the soul and to keep it clean with that awareness. The more elevated an ideal is, the more elevated the temple is. So, are you ordinary ideals or elevated ideals? So, are you ordinary ideals or elevated ideals? Brahman souls are the number one elevated souls in the entire cycle. When compared with Brahmans, deities are as valuable as gold, whereas Brahmans are as valuable as diamond. So all of you are images of diamonds. So see how elevated each of you has become. How elevated each of you has become. Recognize your self-respect and keep the temple, your body, constantly clean. Let it be simple yet clean. Purity of the body in this way will constantly bring the experience of spiritual fragrance. To what extent have you imbibed such cleanliness and purity? To what extent have you imbibed such cleanliness and purity? There is no cleanliness in body consciousness. However, when you consider it to be temple of the soul, you then keep it clean. The temple has been given to you by the Father to look after and use. He has made you the trustee of that temple. You have given your mind, body, and wealth. Everything, have you not? It is not yours any longer. Is it? Would you say it is mine or it is yours? By becoming a trustee, you automatically become free from attachments and bring about cleanliness and purity in yourself. Not cleanliness with attachments, but you keep the body clean and pure with the consciousness that Baba has given it to you for doing service. Or do you use the body in any ordinary way? Cleanliness is also a sign of spirituality. Cleanliness is also a sign of spirituality. In the same way, also maintain the percentage of cleanliness, that is purity in your mind. If there is any type of impure thought in your mind during the day, it cannot be called complete cleanliness. It cannot be called complete cleanliness. Bab Dada's direction for the mind is focus your mind on me. Use it for doing word service. So constantly have the awareness of the mantra of Manmana Bhav. This is known as cleanliness and purity of the mind. If the mind wanders to anyone else, that wandering means that there is not then cleanliness. Check in this way and see to what percentage you have imbibed cleanliness. You know the details of this. Do you not? The third accept is cleanliness in the heart. You know that honesty is cleanliness. Put your self-progress, that is your effort, whatever it is, honesty in front of the Father. So firstly, there is the cleanliness in your own efforts. And secondly, to what extent you do service with a true heart. Therefore, let there be cleanliness in this accept. If you do service with any selfish motive, it cannot be called true service. So, to what extent is there honesty and cleanliness in the service you do too? Some of you think we have to do service anyway. We have to do service anyway when worldly government officers have to do their duties, whether they do those with true hearts, with carelessness, or out of compulsion, they somehow have to pass those 8 hours. In the same way, if you think that this service is a duty you have been given by the Almighty Government, for you to do service in that consciousness is not called the service truly. Is not called the serving truly. It is not just a duty. For the original sanskars of Brahman souls are of doing service. The original sanskars will not allow you to stay without doing true service. So check in this way to what percentage you have done service with a true heart. So check in this way to what percentage you have done service with a true heart. That is with the original sanskars of Brahman life. You have had so many melas. You have given so many courses. But what is the percentage of cleanliness and purity in that? What is the percentage of cleanliness and purity in that? It is not just your duty, but it is your original sanskars, your original dharana, your original dharam, religion, and your original karam, action. Next, the fourth aspect is cleanliness in relationships. The fourth aspect is cleanliness in relationships. In essence, specially check this. To what percentage is there cleanliness in the form of contentment? In the form of contentment. Throughout the day, there are relationships with a variety of souls. You come into connection in 3 types of relationship. First with the Brahman family, secondly with souls who are students, and thirdly with your Lokik family. In all 3 types of relationships, what was the percentage of contentment of yourself and of those souls who came into connection with you throughout the day? The sign of your contentment is that you yourself will be light in the mind and remain happy, and that the others will also remain happy with you. Others will also remain happy with you. The sign of discontentment is that you will be heavy in your mind. If you are a true effort maker, the thought will repeatedly keep entering your mind, even against your conscious wish. I should not have said this. It would have been better if I had not done this. It would have been better to have said this and have done this. Careless effort makers will not even have this thought. Careless effort makers will not even have this thought. This burden will not allow them to remain happy. It will not allow them to remain light. Cleanliness in relationships means contentment. This is honesty and cleanliness in relationships. This is why you people say, one who is true dances. This means that someone who is honest constantly dances in happiness. So, did you hear the definition of a holy swan? So, did you hear the definition of a holy swan? If there is not the cleanliness of the truth, then although you are swans, you are not holy swans. You are remembered as those who are complete and perfect. And so check to what extent you have become that. If today, according to the drama, the account with your body were to be completed, with what percentage would you pass? Or would you tell the drama to wait a little longer? Are you young ones sitting here with the thought that you will not depart? Means you will not die, are you? What is the meaning of being ever ready? What is the meaning of being ever ready? Does it mean to wait in anticipation of the time and think that there are 10 or 12 years still left? Mostly you think that there is a time up to the year of 2000. The question of destruction of the word is different from that of keeping yourself ever ready. Therefore, don't confuse the two. Don't confuse the two. Different souls have different parts. Therefore, don't think that you don't have a part in the advance party, or that you have a part after destructions. Some souls do have that part. Some souls do have that part, but you have to be ever ready. Otherwise, traces of carelessness will emerge. Be ever ready. Then, if you lie for 20 years more, it does not matter, but don't live depending on that. But don't live depending on that. This is what it means to be holy swans. You have come to the shore of the ocean of knowledge, have you not? So today you have been told about the cleanliness of holy swans. So today you have been told about the cleanliness of holy swans. Baba will tell you about their specialties at another times. Do the teachers know how to check? Teachers have the special fortune of being surrendered. Even if those in a household are surrendered in their minds, the teachers have special fortune. Their work is having remembrance and doing service. Whether you prepare food or wash cloth, that is also yajna service. That is also serving in alokik life. Those in a household have to fulfill responsibilities on both sides. So you only have one type of work. You don't have double work. Those who remain constantly engaged to the Father and with service, with honesty and cleanliness, don't need to make any other effort. You were told that the bhandara, means kitchen, and bhandari of a worthy teacher will constantly remain full. Means bhandara and bhandari of a worthy teacher will constantly remain full. They will not need to worry about how everything will happen the following month, or how a mela will take place. Along with doing service, the means of carrying it out will also automatically be available. The spiritual attraction will automatically expand service and the service center. When you think too much about why the number of students does not increase, why they don't stay, or why they go away, then the students don't stay. If you remain yogyukt and invoke them with your spirituality, the number of students will automatically increase. This happens. Does it not? Does this happens? Does it not? Always keep your minds light. Let there not be any type of burden. If there is any type of burden, whether of yourself, of service, or of service companions, it will not allow you to fly. It will not allow you to fly. Service will not expand either. Service will not expand either. Therefore, constantly keep your hearts clean and continue to attain your desires. Attainment will automatically appear in front of you. What did you hear? What did you hear? All spiritual attainments are for Brahmins anyway. Where else would they go? It is the right of you people. It is the right of you people. No one can snatch away your rights. Acha, to all the holy swans everywhere who please the true Lord, to the elevated souls who have a true heart, to the number one children who constantly keep themselves ever ready, to the ones who make themselves worthy of praise, complete and perfect, to the Father's close children, to the experienced soul who have the experience of considering themselves to be as valuable as diamonds. Bap Dada's love, remembrance and namaste. And we spiritual children says good morning, namaste to our sweetest spiritual father Bap Dada. Now Bap Dada meeting a Maharashtra group. Bap Dada meeting a Maharashtra group. Are you always happy? Are you always happy? To be happy means to be full and perfect. You yourselves and others too love to be happy. Where there is not happiness, it is said to be a jungle of thorns. So the lives of all of you are happy. And what is your way of interacting? It has become that of flying stage, like that of angels. So your state is good and your way of interacting is also good. When people of the world meet one another, they ask one another about their welfare. So what is your welfare? What is your welfare? Your state is that of happiness and your interaction is like that of angels. Both are good. Are they not? It, in a garden in bloom, there would not be any thorns. In a garden in bloom, there would not be any thorns. Previously, your life was a jungle of thorns and it has now changed. You have now come into a garden of flowers in bloom. In your life, you always have a flower garden of divine virtues. You make a picture of a bouquet of divine virtues. Do you not? What is that bouquet of divine virtues? It is of you, is it not? Or is it of someone else? A bouquet is never made of thorns. It is made of flowers. If there were any leaves in a bouquet, it would be said that the bouquet was not good. If there are only leaves in a bouquet, it would be said that bouquet was not good. So you yourself was the bouquet of divine virtues. That is, you are in state of happiness. Whoever come into contact with you will continue to receive the fragrance of flowers of divine virtues. Then when they see everything blooming, they will be happy. They will also experience power. They will also experience power. Nowadays, even doctors tell people to go for walk in park. So this blooming will make others powerful and also make them happy. This is why you say that you are ever happy. You even issue a challenge saying that if anyone wants to become ever happy, they should come to you. You will remind everyone of the Father. Therefore, to be ever healthy, ever wealthy, and ever happy is your birthright. Therefore, to be ever healthy, ever wealthy, and ever happy is your birthright. So, you have received this right, have you not? You tell everyone it is their birthright. Even if your body is ill, your mind is healthy. Is it not? If your mind is happy, the world is happy, whereas if your mind is ill, your face turns pale. If your mind is in a good state, you would not feel any illness of your body. It is like that, is it not? It is like that, is it not? Because you have very good nourishment of happiness. When you have good medicine, the illness goes away. The nourishment of happiness that you have chases your illness away. It makes you forget it. It makes you forget it. So when your mind is happy, the world is happy and your life is happy. Therefore, you are ever healthy, wealthy, and happy. Therefore, you are ever healthy, wealthy, and happy. When you yourself are this, you can then challenge others. Otherwise, you cannot issue this challenge. Seeing yourself, you feel compassion for others because they are your family. No matter what souls are like, they are all of the same family. Whoever you see, you would feel that one is your brother and that he belongs to your family. In a family, some are close relations and other are distance. But they would still be said to be family. But they would still be said to be family. Just as the Father is merciful and you ask Him to have mercy for you, so you too will have mercy and be compassionate. Will you not? You have become instruments like the Father. Brahman souls can never dislike other souls. You would feel mercy for them, but you cannot dislike them because you know that even if someone is like Kans, Jarasandhi, or Ravan, they are still children of merciful Father. And so you would not dislike them. You would have feeling of benevolence and for their transformation. After all, they are your family and under an external influence. You would never dislike someone who is under an external influence. All are influenced by Maya. So you would feel compassion for those who are influenced by others. Where there is not dislike, there would not be any anger. When there is dislike, there is a force of anger. Whereas, where there is compassion, you would give the donation of peace. You would give the donation of peace. You are the children of the bestover, are you not? You are the children of the bestover, are you not? So you would give peace. Achha. Today's blessing, feel Baba's hand on your head and take blessing. May you become free from all bondages and experience liberation and liberation in life with the treasure of knowledge. May you become free from all bondages and experience liberation and liberation in life with the treasure of knowledge. The treasure of the jewels of knowledge is the most elevated treasure. Only at this time you can experience liberation and liberation in life with this treasure. A knowledgeable soul is one who finishes all reasons for sorrow and peacelessness and cuts all the strings of the many bondages and thereby experiences liberation and liberation in life. So, to be constantly free from wasteful thoughts, sinful thoughts, and sinful actions, is the stage of experiencing liberation and liberation in life. To be constantly free from wasteful thoughts, and sinful action is the stage of experiencing liberation and liberation in life. Slogan: a word transformer is one who transforms the atmosphere with a powerful attitude. A word transformer is one who transforms the atmosphere with a powerful attitude. Om Shanti. Thank you, Bap Dada.